Hey boys, welcome back to some more Nrl Supercoach season 2021. It's going to be the round 10 review, and boy, we had a good week. 1563, massive score. And there was some big uns. There were some big scores this round, and yeah, second week in a row where we have absolutely nailed the captaincy and a big trade. Oh boy, we made a big trade last week. You can probably guess who I traded in and put the captaincy on. But it was it was a bit of a masterstroke. But yeah, so this was, this is easily probably my highest score of all time, and it's a little bit inflated just because this year in particular the scores are just way higher than previous years. So yeah, that's going to happen. But let's look at the ranks. So as you can see, the overall, like the score rank, only 2069, that's pretty good, but yeah, there was some big scores. The season rank, we're back, boys. we blew out to we like 6,000-7,000, and now in the space of a couple of weeks we're back in the 2,000, 2,300, 2,400 range. So yeah, we're sneaking our way. We're sneaking our way back into the fold. Definitely not going to get anywhere near the top spot, but we're getting respectable again. So let's have a look at the team. Before we look at the team, geez, honestly, it was such a good week to potentially push for a top score this week, like getting in top of the tree, top 100 for the week, top 10, because we had all of the really top scorers, but we just had too many players underperforming. That was the letdown. But geez, we overall had some very, very good scorers. So yeah, let's get into it. So the first up, Jaden Brayley just continues to score. He just keeps going well. And then Connor Watson banged out 70 points, which was very, very handy. There's obviously some there's big dramas at the Knights with goddamn Lachlan Fitzgibbon coming back. It means Barnett's gone back to the middle. It means Connor Watson's minutes have definitely been reduced. But I don't know. I personally, I think I'm just going to stick with Connor Watson and Mitch Barnett until round 13, because they're both going to play. It's big, and it's hard to trade him out, especially Connor Watson. I personally think Connor Watson, coming off the bench for his, I don't know how many minutes he played, but he just provides such an impact that he just has a try. He has a try assist. He has offloads, tackle breaks. I like him in the team, and he continues to score well. So I think, I can't remember the game overly. It was the first game of the week. It was it was sort of the first one where I was like, yeah, these new interpretations this is going to ruin the weekend for me, and it did. But we're not going to talk too much about that. But, oh man, that was the first game. I can't remember too much about the actual game. But did Connor Watson, he got a sneaky try at the end, or I think he got a try assist. I think he threw a pass to someone to score right at the end of the game, which was very, very nice. Or maybe he scored. It was one or the other. But very good. The front row, Pengai Jr. obviously only scored 41. It was... Again, we're not going to talk about that game. That was for Pengai to score 41 in that, I'm definitely content. The Broncos had literally zero footy. They had 11 players for a chunk, and it wasn't a game for Pengai. Hopefully, I know he got put on report for what was it, just one of those just nonsense high tackles, or was it a crusher? I can't remember, but he got put on report for one. He better not get a week or a couple of weeks, dude, because he did not deserve to get suspended or put on report for what he did. So he better not get suspended. And then Junior Paulo came back down to earth with 47. Still not bad. The minutes, I guess last week he played big minutes last week. They had a couple of players off with concussion. Maybe that's why the minutes were inflated, but I'm I just don't understand why he's not playing bigger minutes for Junior Paulo. I mean, they have a strong forward pack. I guess that's the issue. I mean, you got Sean Lane on the bench, Oregon Kafusi. Was Nathan Brown on the bench, or did he start? I can't remember, but they've got a strong forward pack, and unfortunately, Paulo's just he's not getting the minutes, and last week was a bit of an anomaly, I guess, and he's he hasn't got a try or a try assist in a while, but he's plodding along. I don't know what to do with Junior. I mean, look at the cash, dude. I got 517,000 in the bank, and I'll obviously get to my trades as well, what I did last week, in a second here. But yeah, Paulo, and then the issue, so Utakamanu got, he's been relegated. Dude, I'm going to be absolutely furious if he doesn't play round 13. He's been good making money, and he's getting points, and I thought he's been playing pretty well for the Tigers. I mean, I guess Sean Bloor is back, so that's a bit of an issue, but Bloor's more of a outside. I mean, not an outside back. He's more of an edge back rower. So yeah, I don't know. I'm surprised that Udis Kamanu has been dropped. So yeah, I don't know what to do. I'm going to keep him for now, just in the hope that he gets back for round 13, because that would be very nice. And then Spencer Leniu as well. He's like, again, I'm sort of like, is he going to come in for round 13? It's like the Panthers. The funny thing is, the Panthers have been going so well, but not many of their players are going to play Origin when you really think about it. I mean, Cleary, obviously. Luai, maybe. I don't know. I honestly don't think Luai is going to get picked, but he might. He definitely could. So Cleary, definite. Luai, maybe. To'o, maybe. I'm starting to doubt To'o. I don't want to get too much into Origin, but I think they should go Daniel Tupou and Addo Carr for the wing spots, but To'o definitely could get a spot. I honestly think his height and the aerial issues he can have would be the major problem. But then other than that, I mean, Kurt Capel, and then I don't know, maybe Isaiah Yeo, but there's not that many other players. So Spencer Leniu, I hope he comes back in, but I don't know, dude. He hasn't played for a while, so bit of an issue with my backup or cash cow front row forwards at the moment. The back row, Tohu Harris 66, does what he does, scores well. Angus Crichton finally got some attacking stats. I think he scored 2 tries and banged out 119. He's honestly, Angus Crichton is a guy I am definitely looking. I'm potentially looking at selling, but with the cash I've got, and we'll talk about Curran in a second, I'm probably just going to keep Crichton. And then we have Mitch Barnett, 53. Again, he's a guy that he's definitely on the chopping block, unfortunately. I think Barnett has been the Knights' best forward. Whenever he's out on the field, the Knights look a lot better. But, if he's playing in the middle of the field at lock, like, he's not going to play 80 minutes. And, it looks like Fitzgibbon has well and truly got that edge back row spot back. Honestly, I think Barnett should make the Blues team, but I don't think he'll make it, but he could. He could be a little smoky. But I think, like I said with Connor Watson, I think I'm just going to hold Barnett until round 13 and then get rid of him, because, it's just having that number and then not having to, waste a trade on someone else. I think it's for the best. Probably, I mean, honestly, the trade I'm thinking, and this is looking a long way ahead, but I'm thinking after round 13, Barnett to Jason Tamalolo. That's sort of what I'm thinking about. But we'll see. We'll see if that ends up happening. Josh Curran, 64. So there were dramas because I was away for a little bit, and I saw just before the game started that Curran got relegated to the bench, and I was filthy because I had a couple other guys that I definitely could have thrown in as my fourth reserve, and I was furious. And then Curran, I don't know, I didn't catch the start of the game, so I don't know when he came on the field, but he must have come on pretty early. And then he scored a try, and then he was primed to get a big score, and then unfortunately he suffered a was shoulder or elbow? What did he had some pretty major injury. Was it his arm? Am I misremembering? He was writhing around in pain. So I don't remember what actually happened from it, but it looks like he's going to be out for, who knows. I honestly don't know what the actual injury ended up being, but yeah, it looks like Curran. And so if Curran is gone for a bit of a length of time, then I definitely could think about trading Curran out for anybody. As you can see, the money, I definitely could look at Ryan Madison, bring him back in. Tamalolo, I don't know. I just can't go Tamalolo at the moment, but there's some options. Olakuatu, 47. I'm still like, I probably jumped the gun on Olakuatu, but he just looks like a monster. And honestly, now with Kieran Foran out, it probably means Schuster moves into 5'8", you would imagine, and then Olakuatu, even if Curtis Irinan comes back, he's definitely going to keep a back row spot. So, it could have been a good pickup, honestly. He's not going to play that first round bye, but I still think he's a good player, and he's banging out some decent scores. He's going to make some good money, so I'm not too displeased with the pickup. So yeah, and then Sean Bloor, great to see him back. I had him from the start of the year because I knew he'd be back, and I was expecting him to be back before the first bye, and I just thought, just have him there. He'll be a number for that first bye. You won't have to trade him in, and hopefully he can get a spot before that, and not come off the bench and get 10 or 15 points. But yeah, he looked pretty good when he came on the field. So I definitely think there's a definite spot for him at the Tigers. And then so here's so here are the halves, man. So as you can see, my two trays were Sammy Walker gone for Nathan Cleary. Oh, we brought in Nathan Cleary. I was tossing and turning about it, but I was like, you know what, dude? I think Sam Walker was a potential not to play last game, even though he did. There was definitely a chance he wouldn't play. I wasn't banking on that. That wasn't the main factor, but honestly, it was just the fact that, he's got these massive price rises. He was probably still due for one more big price rise, but he's playing busted. He's a freak, but he's very small, and he's carrying injuries. He's getting belted. It's not going to be long until he, suffers unfortunately, probably a longer injury that keeps him out for a few weeks. Or, Robinson is going to just rest this kid because he can't keep doing this the whole season for sure. And then, he's going to start leaking cash. So I thought, it's a perfect time to bring in Cleary. Taking on the Titans, I was like, he's going to score big. I brought him in because, I knew he was going to score a big one. At Suncorp, Magic Round against the Titans. It was a recipe for a big score, and it was a big score. 225, the record in Supercoach. Yeah, that's pretty incredible. So last week I captained Tommy, who got 190, almost cracked the record, and then this week we captained Cleary. So I'm in pretty good form with the captaincy. I've got to be honest. I'm pretty impressed with myself. And then Mitchell Moses, 91. So again, my plan at the start of the year, again, if I go back and I pick Cleary up over Moses from the get-go, would I be better off at this point? Maybe. I don't know, because I started with Moses and Walker, and then I was able to have Walker in the team without having to trade him in. And then, I got a couple of big scores from Walker. I missed out on a couple of his scores because I didn't play him, but I got a couple of his big scores, and then I was able to get rid of Walker for Cleary. And now I have Cleary and Moses, who I think are a very good halves combo. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with my overall decision there. I think it's served me pretty well. And then Schuster, I had him starting 57. Not the worst. It'll be interesting to see. Like I said, he's going to probably go into going to 5'8". I'm not entirely sure of Foreign's injury severity. I think they said he did break his hand, so he's definitely going to be on for a little bit. And in all honesty, Foreign, without Foreign there, he honestly, I haven't noticed Foreign in the Seagulls at all. Like, he doesn't really do much. So, I don't know, dude. Schuster, I think, slots in very nicely. And I think, honestly, at 5'8", I think he can score pretty well still. So, I'm not eager to get rid of Schuster. But the other big trade I made was actually Cameron Munster gone for Tyson Gamble. So, I wasn't bringing in Gamble because I thought he would score amazingly. Obviously, he was averaging like 50 because I think did he score 2 tries in 2 weeks, or he had he had a couple of good scores. He was averaging in the 50s. Obviously, this game he got 8. He got sin binned. It was, again, like this is an outlier. Like, if people look at this game and are like, oh geez, Gamble, he was a trap. I'm like, really? That Broncos game was an outlier. That was just absolute nonsense. The fact he got sin bin for that tackle. I don't think he's going to get suspended for it. Which makes it even more of a mockery because he got sin bin for a high tackle, and then if he doesn't get suspended, it's like, well, was that the wrong decision then to get sin bin? Yes, but we got rid of Munster mainly because he's going to be gone. I mean, you would expect he'll be gone till round 13 anyway. Then he plays Origin. And then, the Storm are going so well. Nico Hines is an absolute gun. So, they can just chuck Nico Hines in at 5'8" and rest Cameron Munster whenever. So, over this Origin period, I wouldn't be comfortable playing Cameron Munster anyway, even if they were meant to be backing up. And he's gone for a couple of weeks with an injury. So, I was taking the money. Hopefully Gamble can score some, get some nice scores, get up in the cash, and then I can trade him for someone else. But also, it freed up so much cash for me that now I can do whatever the heck I want. And it's a decision to make. Like, there's some gun 5'8s, but they're a bit of a trap. Like I said, Luai, is he going to play Origin? I don't know. I really don't know. Cody Walker, him at fullback, he scored well last week, or, this week gone. But I'm still, the Rabbitohs are just, without Murray and a couple other players, like, they're not quite at what they were. So yeah, it's a bit of a tough one. So I'm happy with Schuster as my 158 at the moment, scoring solid. So yeah, that's that. And then the center wing this is where it let me down the most. Actually, this is where I really lost some points, because up until this point, I'm going incredibly well. The front row wasn't the best, but everything else, like, it's looking pretty good. But yeah, Brian To'o. Unfortunately, it was one of those games, dude, that the Panthers obviously obliterated the Titans, but, To'o didn't see any of the attacking footy. And every time there was a cutout pass to him, they were covering him and he was trying to cut back infield. So, yeah, it just wasn't a game for Brian To'o. Disappointing. But, again, that one's not an issue because so many people own Brian To'o that, it doesn't really affect us. Tyrone Peachy had a bit of a shocker. 27. I think I'm gonna persist with Peachy for the moment. Are the Titans? Did the Titans play round 13? Let's have a quick look. The Titans do play round 13. So I'm definitely gonna keep Peachy until then. But he's definitely on the watch list because he's been a little bit. His form's gone a little bit downhill, and sort of his discipline has gone out the window as well. So I'm a little bit worried with him. Stephen Crichton, dude, I don't want to say I told you so, but a couple of weeks ago, Stephen Crichton was sitting at around 370, 380, and I said, I didn't tell people to buy him, but I was like, if you're looking for a decent pickup in the centre wing, Stephen Crichton, he's back into the centres, which is definitely his best spot. Panthers are definitely going to put on some points, and he's primed for some big scores, and he's just gone absolutely gangbusters. I mean, let's have a look at his previous scores. I mean, his round 3 average is 82. He's how's he gone? Well, yeah, he went Newcastle 60. Wait, is this right? What did I say? Oh, I was like, buy? No, yeah, Newcastle 60, Manly 40, 123 against the Sharks, and the 85 against the Titans. So he's come good for me. He's come good for me, which is nice to see. And then Dane Laurie 37. Again, dude, Laurie, he does this so often where he I think he was on like 30 points at half time, and then for some reason the second halves of games, Dane Laurie just doesn't touch the footy, but you know, he's going a lot. He's going nicely. I'm definitely keeping Laurie for the foreseeable future. And then the backups here. So this is the funny thing, dude, because I was talking about Curran before. Honestly, if I knew Curran wasn't going to be starting before, I probably would have played Ferguson. I would have played Ferguson over Curran, which would have I would have been furious again. But yeah, I didn't play Fergie. I don't know. I just had an inkling that, I don't know. I just didn't think he would score well, and yeah, he didn't. He scored 21, and yeah, didn't go well. So dude, honestly, Ferguson's worrying me a little bit as well. His scores have definitely sort of come down. Let's have a quick look at him. I know he scored all right last week, but he did get a try. So yeah, I mean, he started the year incredibly, and then yeah, 45, 45, 75, 33. 55 with a try, and then 21. So, I mean, Fergie, yeah, I don't know. I'm going to keep him because it's a bit of a luxury trade to get rid of him, but he's on the watch list as well. Bailey Simonson, scraping out a 16, and then James Roberts. I don't know what to do. I really want Roberts just somehow to get back in that team for round 13, but I don't know. We'll see what happens. And then the big guns, the fullbacks. Oh, man. So Tedesco, 131, back to his best, absolutely on fire. Just, yeah, you know, I wasn't going to trade him out. It was, you know, for how low in price he got, you couldn't trade him out, surely. And then Tommy Trbojevic, 119. So again, you know, the decision to trade out Pappenhausen for Tom has been, again, not a masterstroke because a lot of people did it, but yeah, it was definitely a good decision or a great decision. Because I mean, let's look at his scores since coming back, dude. Let's have a look. So yeah, 116, 118, 6. So yeah, we didn't have him for the Titans game. Yeah, we didn't have him for the Titans game, and then we had him for Tigers. 118, captained him. 68, we captained him that game as well. And then we captained him for New Zealand, 191. And then the Broncos, 119. As you can see, now 46% of teams have him. So, good God. I didn't realize that many teams actually picked him up. But yeah, people have jumped on for sure. But this game, as you can see, I had him as vice captain. And oh man, it's honestly lucky because he was on this score and then he got rested with probably like 15 minutes to go. And if he didn't, like, I don't know, he could have got like 140, 150. If he got 140, 150, I probably would have tried to loop him, which then I would have missed out on Cleary's 225. So yeah, thankfully he got 119, and I was like, nah, it's not good enough to loop. I was pretty confident Cleary was going to get a big one, so yeah, thankfully I didn't try to loop him. But yeah, that's the team. As you can see, I'm pretty happy with it overall. Like I'm pretty content. I have to start saving some trades, and this is a week where I might make one trade. I probably will save one though. I'm just not sure. I'll have a look at how long Curran is out. You know, I could get rid of James Roberts for anybody. I could get rid of Ferguson for anybody. The back row, honestly, Angus Crichton, I'm very tempted to get rid of. I mean, obviously, coming off a big score, you're like, why would you trade him out? But, you know, he's not going to play round 13. He hasn't been in the best of form. Like, his scores have been pretty down. I mean, they're not that bad. 67, 50, 61, 85, 39, 119. So I'd say, honestly, he's not that bad. But yeah, I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, that's the Supercoach round review. Hopefully, guys are enjoying the series. We're back in business. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one.